Good, early morning, I could say, because it's 3 a.m. The reason I'm doing this video so early because a few hours ago, I just found this out from my friend about this horrible, devastating glitch that's going around in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Now, there's been mixed rumors going around. It's some people has been said that save deleting. This is related to the save deleting glitch. We're talking about a glitch that can make your entire save file go poof out of existence. To say that I'm disturbed is an understatement. I mean, I've made videos in the past saying how glitchy Pokemon Scarlet and Violet is, and by the way, I am playing Pokemon Scarlet version. It's pretty much same version except one deals with the past, the other deals with the future. But still, even I have seen like glitches and stuff. I mean, I literally save religiously in that game because shit. There's been glitches. I mean, I've had the game straight up crash on me doing a gym battle in the past, and just a few days ago, when I was attempting to raid with my friends, I had the same glitch where it's where it says, "Oh, there's a problem with the Pokemon in your party." That glitch. I've had that reoccur again. But now we've come to the point where basically Game Freak's laziness has shined through. This recent glitch that's going on shows that Game Freak were lazy. Because to me, this angers me. This angers me because, I spent hours. This fortunately, knock on wood. That, and yes, I actually did knock on wood because shoot, with me Murphy's Law is a thing. But the way but fortunately for me, knock on wood, my when I downloaded the DLC, my save file has been intact, and I did connect it temporarily. I connected my game to Pokemon Go before I knew this glitch was occurring. I only sent one postcard, and then Pokemon Go themselves didn't let me send another one. It said I could only send one per day, which was okay with me. But after I was told about this save corrupting glitch, the first things I did earlier yesterday afternoon, I unsynced my Pokemon Go with my Pokemon Scarlet game immediately. So that way it can't send anything to it until this situation is resolved. And I've been extremely careful. Like today I've been playing, but I've been very careful. But this whole situation now, according to how it was explained, at first it was explained to me that the problem was happening when people were connecting their Pokemon Go to their Scarlet and Violet games. And then the other sources are saying that this problem is occurring when people are downloading the DLC. And now, after watching a few people on YouTube talk about this situation, I'm starting to there's a third wrinkle in the puzzle, if you want to say it that way. Some people are saying it's the new update patch that has caused this thing. Now, there's several things that I want to say. First of all, if it's there's two possibilities. If your save file has been corrupted, you can try to use the Nintendo's little thing that they have in the settings menu to fix corrupted data. If that doesn't work, I recommend not deleting your save file. I recommend waiting until Nintendo, rectifies the situation and basically fixes it. Now, if the second thing is happening, which it can't, it says it can't recognize the file, which means the system just can't find the file. It means we may be dealing with a similar situation that happened back in Sword and Shield days, where there was that glitch, where it wasn't reading the SD card correctly. And since the way the Switch works is some of the data for the game is on your console, some of it is on your SD card. So there's a possibility that we may be dealing with that that same glitch all over again, which I hope that's not the case. I mean, you would think the Game Freak would doubly make sure that shit hasn't happened. But what infuriates me right now the most, and this boils down to what I've been saying for freaking ever since the cloud save stuff was available. What infuriated me the most ever since freaking Sword and Shield, yeah, because that was the first Switch Pokemon game, was the fact that there's no cloud save support for them, which means there's no way to back up your save file, which is ridiculous. I mean, the pathetic excuse that Nintendo gives and the Pokemon company gives, oh, we did that to prevent cheating. Guess what? People still cheat, despite you disabling save clouds. Despite you guys disabling the save cloud backup, there are people who still cheat. And to tell you the truth, at this point, you have to kind of choose your poison here. You have to weigh which is the bigger evil. The potential abuse, the potential people who could the potential for those bad people that could potentially abuse the save cloud backup, or the fact that thousands upon billions of people are losing all of their progress because of your buggy games. I mean, it's been already months that Scarlet and Violet has been out. And there have been constant bugs, issues, glitches, crashes. I mean, I'm gonna reiterate what I said in my previous video that I did about Pokemon Scarlet and Violet having glitches. One of my friends literally had a glitch where her entire system crashed. I mean, if the game is causing the entire freaking OS of the Switch to crash, that is not a good thing. And now, on top of it all, to add to the whole train wreck dumpster fire, we have a glitch now that literally is obliterating people's save files, and that's not okay. Nintendo, Game Freak, get your fucking heads out of your asses already. We need cloud save backup for our Pokemon games. Because to tell you the truth is, the whole excuse that we disabled them because we don't want people to cheat is pathetic. Now, in 2023, there should be no reason why we shouldn't be having cloud save backups for our Pokemon games, especially considering the fact that to go through these games is literally hours upon hours of work. And it infuriates me that Nintendo cares so little about the people who are playing their games, that they're willing to put everyone's save files at risk like this. Because that's what it is. I mean, shoot, glitches shit can happen with patches. I mean, it's been proven before in the past where there was a bad system update on the Switch, which was preventing people from going online. We've seen in the past that Nintendo can screw up, and the Pokemon Company can also screw up. As a safety net, there should be save cloud backups. And you know what? The Pokemon Company and Nintendo can implement methods to prevent people from cheating. It boils down to laziness. Absolute laziness. I mean, yeah, I've had fun with the games, but they're glitchy. They're still glitchy. There's still like ridiculous crap going on. I mean, I've had the game literally bitch at me saying that there's a problem with the party in my Pokemon when with the Pokemon in my party. When the fact of the matter, all the Pokemon in my party are Pokemon that I've caught in the games legitimately. And I'm going to tell you straight up, people, my system is not hacked, modified, or changed in any way, shape, or form. I don't do that. I don't hack my Switch because I prefer to. I just don't do that shit because it's not my cup of tea. I don't do that crap. I don't hack my stuff. I play legitimately. But what infuriates me is the fact is, well, right now what I've heard like an update from my friend. What she said when she was reading stuff online is there is a silver lining here. If it says it can't recognize the file, like your save file, don't delete it. Don't delete it, ladies and gentlemen. Keep that file until Nintendo finds a solution because at this point, Nintendo and the Pokemon Company have to find a fucking solution because, oh boy, I can tell you right now, I would be infuriated beyond belief if one day I fucking turn on my game and everything that all of my Pokemon just go poof. And on top of all, what makes me even more mad is what makes me mad is the whole cloud save situation. I mean, at this point, Nintendo and the Pokemon Company have no excuses. The Pokemon Company's Scarlet and Violet games are fucking glitchy to the point where they're causing people's save files to be deleted. That is not okay. That is not okay. I mean, at this point, it makes me wonder, do they even beta test any of their updates? Do they even, like, put any effort? Because this shouldn't be happening, Pokemon Company needs to be held responsible for this, because this is BS and bullshit. There is absolutely no reason for there not to be cloud save backups, especially considering how unstable Scarlet and Violet can be. There should always be cloud save backups for these types of games. And it's a crying shame that that the Pokemon Company and Nintendo rather give us BS excuses instead of fucking actually doing their jobs. I mean, for fuck's sake. It wouldn't take that much effort to implement methods and measures to prevent people from cheating. The whole BS excuse that we don't allow cloud saves for our main series Pokemon games because we don't want people to cheat is a pathetic excuse. It's an excuse, and it's a worn out excuse at this point. At this point, because of these critical, severe, and I mean severe, high-level glitches to the point where people are losing their save files, at this point, the Pokemon Company and Nintendo have no excuses. They need to enable cloud saves for our main series games because of their laziness and just unwillingness to, do the right thing. All of us have to literally bite our nails every time we boot up our Pokemon games because this is ridiculous. I mean, of all the fucking glitches in the world, that is like, it's just mind-boggling to me. It's mind-boggling to me how one, this slipped past a Game Freak, and second of all, how it slipped past Nintendo. I mean, you would think Nintendo would be, since it's going onto their system, they would be the final people who, would have to, test the updates to make sure it doesn't cause problems. But this is more, to me, this is more of a Game Freak situation. It's a Game Freak or Nintendo. It's both at this point because it's Nintendo for not enforcing cloud saves. I mean, shoot. Every system in the world, every other system, let's see here, PS, PlayStation, Xbox, PlayStation, Xbox, what else, Steam, every other console out there has cloud saves. They don't, and cloud saves for all of their fucking games. But for some reason, hold on. Sorry about that. Had to pause because my stupid device had to chime in. But as you can see, I am infuriated because I spent hours gathering my Pokemon, and I have some shinies. And at this point, Pokemon Home Access hasn't been granted, so I'm literally biting my nails hoping I don't get hit with this. But this is a severe issue, Game Freak and Pokemon Company, Game Freak, Nintendo, whoever's in charge of this. This needs to be fixed ASAP. And on top of that, you guys should seriously consider enabling cloud saves for your Pokemon games, because this is ridiculous. In 2023, there is no reason. The whole cheating excuse has run its course and it's worn out at this point. Due to the fact that Scarlet and Violet is unstable, and due to the fact that these kinds of issues can occur, there should always be a backup on the cloud, so that way if something goes wrong, you can recover. That way if something goes wrong, you're not fucking SOL'd. Because, despite all the issues, the previous issues that Scarlet and Violet have had, I've had fun playing Scarlet. Shoot, I like participating in terror raids and catching Pokemon and stuff like that. But what I don't like is the fact that is the fact that the game decides to tell me that there's a problem with the Pokemon in my party or other weird ass crap that goes on. But the whole save corrupting and save deleting glitch, that is scary. It's disturbing to me. It's disturbing that Nintendo has allowed this. Game Freak has allowed this. The Pokemon Company has allowed this to happen. It is disturbing. But at this, and at the same token, I know what people are gonna say. We're not. At the same token, I am gonna have to say this. The one question that we need to ask is for the people who are experiencing these glitches. First, are those the people who are experiencing the save deletion glitch? The one question we have to ask is, if their systems are modded or not? That's the number one question you have to ask here, because if we're dealing with somebody who has modded their system, then yeah, of course, shit's gonna go wrong, because you shouldn't. That's why you shouldn't be modding your system. But judging by the amount of people that are experiencing this is not just a few people modding their systems and getting what they deserve for modding their systems. This is a growing problem, and this problem needs to be addressed ASAP. And not a month from now, not a year from now, Game Freak and Nintendo and Pokemon Company and Nintendo, but immediately. Because this is not okay. This is not okay. This kind of crap should not be happening. I've seen some pretty, weird ass things and weird ass glitches in my years of playing Pokemon, but this a problem to the point where people's save files are going kablamo. That's not okay for me. That's not okay. That's disturbing. That's disturbing on the highest degree of disturbing. I mean, Game Freak, Nintendo, Pokemon Company, fix your fucking games, for fucking sake. These games have been out already for months, and I mean months. There is no reason why this shit shouldn't have been fixed already. I mean, for freaking sake, what the heck are you guys doing over there in the Pokemon Company? What the heck are you doing, Game Freak and Nintendo? Why can't you fucking fix these games so that way they run? And also, second of all, why the hell was that patch released? If they did do beta testing for that patch and proper testing, Why was it released? Why was it released with this critical problem? I'll tell you why. Because they didn't. Most likely, they didn't do any beta testing or any of that stuff. They just they just released the patch and hoped for the best. And that shit needs to stop. The laziness needs to end. And at this point, Nintendo, Pokemon Company, and Game Freak, they need to be held responsible for this shit because this isn't right. They need to be held accountable for this. Because that's not okay. I want to be able to enjoy my game without having to stress or without, the reason why I fucking play video games in the first place is to de-stress. It's to remove the stress from myself. And the last thing I want to be worried about is the game deciding to glitch and everything that everything that I've done disappearing like that. That's not okay. I don't and at this point, all those people who have been defending the game, who have been saying, "Oh, there's nothing wrong, there's nothing wrong." Yeah, I would like to see them try to sweep this little mess under the rug. I would like to see them try to say nothing is wrong when their save files end up obliterated. At this point, those naysayers who are basically saying there's no glitches at all, they can't talk anymore because with this glitch, this is more than a glitch. This is literally save data game destroying glitch. And this shit is not okay. I know I'm probably reiterating myself because I'm probably halfway tired because it's 3 a.m. already, but I just barely found this out, and if I find out more information, of course I'll make update videos as usual. But this is an absolute ridiculous and asinine situation. This shouldn't be happening whatsoever. The Pokemon Company need to be held accountable. I mean, for fuck's sake, I paid freaking full price for this game. Actually, I paid $120 because I got the dual pack. And on top of it all, I did pay the 35. Well, actually, 35 multiply that by 2 because I got both versions of the DLC for Scarlet and Violet. And fortunately, knock on wood, I got extremely lucky and my save file didn't end up suffering. But still, the fact that this is happening to multiple other people and the number of people that it's happening is growing, and the reports are basically growing and growing, yeah, something needs to be done. And there comes a point where Game Freak Company, Nintendo, and Game Freak, Pokemon Company, and Nintendo need to be held accountable. Because this isn't okay. The people who are playing your games, we are paying money. We are paying good money to play your games. And this should not be happening. I would expect this kind of behavior from some sort of crappy third-party freaking app that you download for like 99 cents or something like that. I wouldn't be, that's not, this kind of crap isn't acceptable for a full price $60 game. This crap is not acceptable whatsoever for a full price game, especially something like Pokemon. This crap is not acceptable. You can do better. You can do better. And I know for a fact you guys can do better, Nintendo, Game Freak, and Pokemon Company. You guys can do better. And I know you guys can do better. And that's what frustrates me the most is I know is that Game Freak has gotten lazy to the point. Game Freak and the Pokemon Company and Nintendo, they have gotten lazy to the point where they literally released beta versions of games and unstable versions. I mean, unstable to the point where now people are losing their save files. That's not right. That's not right. Anywho, before this turns into like an hour-long video of me ranting, because I do have to rant about this, because this is just disturbing to the highest level of disturbing, because, I've had my close calls with the game. I mean, and also with the whole raid situation, nothing was fixed. 6-star raids are unplayable because they're laggy as shit still. Regular raids are also laggy. And don't even get me started with the 7-star raids. Those are also laggy, which makes it literally downright almost impossible to catch those special mon. Let's just say I've had my fair share of frustration, and I've had my fair share where literally I've had this glitch that happened to me in a raid where I the HP bar where I didn't attack, I broke the shield, the HP bar went to 0, and then when the shield broke, it did the animation for the shield breaking. The HP bar went back to yellow. How does that happen? I have no idea. But I don't understand. I don't understand what they're doing with these patches, what they're supposedly fixing, but stuff hasn't been fixed, and now things have gotten even worse. I mean, give me a fucking break, Nintendo and Pokemon Company. This, from the Pokemon Company and from Game Freak, I'm expecting a whole lot more than this shit. I'm expecting, this is unacceptable. And Nintendo should have been watching them to prevent this kind of stuff from happening because it doesn't look good on Nintendo's part as well. Basically, the Pokemon Company has failed us, the players, big time on here. They have failed us, and they have screwed over a lot of people. Hopefully, somehow, Game Freak, and the Pokemon Company, Nintendo, are able to pull a rabbit out of their hat and somehow, fix this issue. Because what's scary is it's hard for people to pinpoint exactly what the issue is because there's multiple things happening at once. So of course most likely what the Game Freak company and Nintendo are do, and the Pokemon company and Nintendo are doing, basically all three of those companies, what they're probably doing most likely is probably testing shit out and seeing what the hell actually went wrong. But the way I see it is, since if it is the new patch, then they need to roll back the patch, just like they did with the operating system with the system update that was not letting people go online. What's probably going to need to happen is they're going to have to roll that patch back if it is the patch, and if it's something to do with the Pokemon Go connectivity, then maybe perhaps temporarily suspend that activity since it's not working until a solution is reached. And secondary, what needs to happen is the Pokemon Company needs to at least give us cloud saves. Give us some sort of way to recover our data just in case if some sort of garbage crap happens. Because when it comes to Scarlet and Violet, shit can happen. These games are unstable. I mean, I've had lag, I've had issues, and I've had the game straight up crash on me. And, if a game is crashing, it means something isn't working correctly. It means something is deep inside the billions upon billions of lines of code in the game. Something is fucking up big time. And now, because of this save deleting thing, shoot, I'm just freaked out. I mean, yesterday, when I found this out, I nearly had a panic attack because I honestly thought, shoot, that I fucked myself over by purchasing the DLC. Fortunately, as I said before, I got lucky. But the fact remains is others have not. And I'm speaking. I'm raising awareness of this issue. Number one. Number two, I'm gonna hold Game Freak, the Pokemon Company, and Nintendo accountable for this because this isn't okay. This is not right. Their games. We pay good money for their services and their games, and our save files should not be deleted when for no bloody reason whatsoever, just because somebody doesn't know how to code things correctly. And second of all, what Game Freak needs to start doing is running demos. They need to run demos. They need to run the patch to make sure that it works correctly and doesn't do this shit, because that is beyond scary. It is beyond scary. It's incomprehensible to me. It would literally drive. I would be pissed beyond all levels of pissed, because I've worked very hard to obtain the Pokemon that I have. And heck, I worked hard to get all those Paradox Pokemon. Shoot, I worked hard to get all those other special Pokemon. Shoot, and the one thing that's unrecoverable would be those special raid Pokemon, because they're only out for X amount of time before they go away, possibly forever, until Nintendo or the Pokemon Company decides to bring them back. But still, this kind of stuff is absolutely devastating, and to me, it just infuriates me and pisses me off and boggles my mind why Nintendo and the Pokemon Company don't allow freaking cloud safe backups for main series Pokemon games. I mean, the whole excuse that they do that to prevent cheating isn't legitimate anymore. That excuse isn't good enough anymore. I mean, for freaking sake, it's 2023. Nowadays, and the Pokemon Company, Nintendo, and Game Freak have more than enough money to implement some sort of something to prevent cheating. So this isn't the whole, we do this to prevent cheating. This is just laziness. Laziness at its maximum, and I don't, it's incomprehensible to me. At this point, I'm extremely disappointed that Game Freak allowed this to happen, and the Pokemon company allowed this to happen, and Nintendo allowed this to happen. I mean, Nintendo should be implementing some sort of check on their systems to make sure that whatever update is being pushed out doesn't have, it is working correctly. And if it isn't, there should be a system that should stop the update and roll things back. Microsoft does this. PlayStation does this. Xbox does this. Sony does this. Every other piece of technology has some sort of rollback option or backup option, just in case if something goes screwy with the save file. I don't understand why the Pokemon games can't have the same functionality. There is no excuse. Bottom line is, this isn't okay, and the Pokemon Company and Nintendo and Game Freak need to be held responsible for this, because this isn't okay. First, they released a half-baked game, and now we're at the point where we have a patch that literally nukes people's freaking save data. Because I have a sneaky suspicion that either it's the patch or it's something with the freaking DLC data. At the same token, it could be something with Pokemon Go, because Pokemon Go does have its fair share of glitches. But at this point, until we find out what's really going on, everything is in limbo land. Like, I'll continue playing my Pokemon games. I'll just be very careful, and I'll be saving even more religiously than I usually save. And I'll be keeping a sharp eye on things. But it's just mind-boggling to me that this occurred. But then again, the writing was on the wall that something like this was going to happen. I had a feeling that some sort of shit like this was going to happen, because, Game Freak turns a deaf ear when people complain. Game Freak don't want to listen when people are saying, hey, your game's not working correctly. Hey, there's critical issues going on here. Hey, there's a problem. Game Freak doesn't want to listen. Pokemon Company doesn't want to listen. Nintendo doesn't want to listen. And lo and behold, and then now they got lazy to the point where they release a patch without even properly checking if it's going to work correctly. And lo and behold, we have people's save data getting destroyed. It's disappointing. It's utterly disappointing. I mean, Game Freak has legitimately failed us as users of their services. And so has Nintendo and the Pokemon Company. They have literally failed us. They have failed us as us as the consumers. They have failed us. and they need to do something to rectify this situation ASAP. And and they should also, you know, compensate people who had to, delete their save files and start over from the beginning. That's what I should see, because that's just devastating. And the fact that this is happening because of Game Freak's own fault. And I'm sure people are gonna say, "Oh, why can't you just play the game without updating?" You can't. That's the whole issue. You cannot play any of the Pokemon games without updating. It just will not let you. It'll say, "Nope, you have to update. Otherwise, you can't use the software whatsoever." It's not like back in the days of the 3DS where you can, you can still play the software. You just can't do most things like go online or something like that. Nope. With the Pokemon games, nope. You don't update, you can't even launch the software. That's the other issue there. So basically, people were literally forced to install this potentially game breaking, save destroying update. But until I have more evidence and until I have more proof saying exactly what the issue is, even though it's my very strong belief that it has something to do with the 2.0 patch, because I've heard people who are having the same issue and they've never hooked up their Pokemon Go game to their Scarlet and Violet games, and they didn't download the DLC, but they did download the patch. Well, actually, the system automatically will download the patch. Like if you recently played a game, it does it by itself. And I can imagine how devastating it would be to just wake up one morning, boot up your game, looking forward to having a good time playing Pokemon, and suddenly, boom, all your shit is gone. That would be just devastating. That would be beyond devastating. And at this point, this shit is unexcusable. It's unexcusable, and there's absolutely no reason why this should have happened in the first place. Bottom line is, Pokemon Company, Game Freak, Nintendo, you need to seriously fix your shit, because this ain't right. This ain't right, and this needs to be fixed ASAP, like as soon as possible. And I'm hoping to God that somehow they pull off some sort of miracle and are able to recover people's save files, because that would be bad. So at this point, it's up to you people what you want to do. But if you do encounter this glitch, well, first of all, if you haven't downloaded the DLC or hooked up your game to Pokemon Go, I would avoid doing that for the time being until Nintendo figures out what's actually going wrong. As for the update, there's no choice. The game will do it by itself, unless I'm not sure. Maybe there's a way to disable it in the settings or something. I'm not sure, but it usually downloads it by itself. But for those of you who have gotten this save unable to, either your file is corrupted or unable to read the file glitch. Well, if it's unable to read, the file is still there. It just can't find it. But if it's corrupted, I would try using the whole fix corrupted data thing. And if that doesn't work, I would avoid, for the most part, avoid deleting your save file until Nintendo has a solution. And at that point, you would have no choice but to, wait patiently, even though I know most people don't want to wait patiently, but I would recommend at this point waiting patiently. Because I can understand how frustrating it is. You want to play the game, but at this point, if it's happening, you're going to have to either wait or start over from the beginning, which is devastating. And I'm sitting here right now thanking my lucky stars that my save file is still intact. Because yes, I did download the DLC for both versions of the game. And I also I temporarily hooked it up to Pokemon Go. I only sent one postcard. I was gonna send another one, but Pokemon Go itself didn't let me. It said you can only send one per day, so I guess Pokemon Go kind of saved my bacon. You could say maybe that's what was the case. But as a precaution, I did disconnect my Scarlet game from my Pokemon Go to prevent further issues. But anywho, ladies and gentlemen, I think that's enough of my rant, and I do apologize if I seem angry, but then again, I do have every right to be angry about this because as a player, as a consumer of the Pokemon companies and Game Freak's products and Nintendo's products, I expect a certain level, of quality, especially for a full price $60 game, and that quality wasn't met. And now we have a freaking update that literally, destroys people's save data. And to me, and I'm pretty sure everybody would agree with me. That's not okay. That's not okay. And Nintendo, Pokemon Company, and Game Freak need to be held accountable for this. So, anywho, ladies and gentlemen, this is already a 40-minute video, so I'm gonna conclude this for now. However, if there is any more update to this, if there are any more updates to this scenario or situation, I will update, of course, if I have any more information, or if there's any updates, or if I hear about any solutions or any sort of board from Nintendo or from the Pokemon Company or from Game Freak. But for now, I'm going to conclude this video, and feel free, ladies and gentlemen, to comment. Feel free to comment. If this has happened to you. What methods have you tried, and also feel free to comment. Just leave a comment, and feel free to comment anything else you want to comment. Just, of course, ladies and gentlemen, keep your comments appropriate. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe as usual. And I'll see you all in my next video, whenever it is and whatever it is. And all I can say is stay safe out there, and oh boy. And just try to enjoy other games if you're stuck in limbo land with the Pokemon games. If not, and you're still able to play Pokemon, but use caution at this point, because until a solution to this problem is found, I'm going to be extremely cautious. And when it comes to, and I really hope that, any future updates, I really hope that the Game Freak and Pokemon Company and Nintendo start, really paying attention when they're releasing updates, because this kind of stuff ain't okay. Ain't okay at all. Anywho, ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you all in my next video, whenever it is and whatever it is. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you all later. Have a good day and or night, everybody. Bye. Gee whiz. Wow. Mamma mia.